Okay, show that.
Yeah.
So we can do projects also for the army side.
Yes.
And this is again an idea for you.
One of his best projects, the one he worked with the
Police.
The
Just
police.
let me note it down. UAE police. Yeah.
And I did
even
many
Bahrain
projects.
police, so it's like a certified that they get it every year, and the college.
We have
police
a program, certified program. We give our certificate.
by the college of police.
It's called. This has now been running as a college. They will give it's a college accredited program. This is for the 4th year now. So
And it's only for the level of.
from
In the army, but they are getting like being a student, they are getting a feel of the army, and these people are always ready to do volunteer works. Like many of the calamities, if there's a natural disaster, so these
There are
people are
people
in
moving,
power.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they are the backups of the nation.
So we can talk about this
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
And this is why we said resilience economy. No? Resilience economy is about these issues. To be ready for disasters, increase our readiness, increase our availability for certain issues. Okay, supporting community, speeding up, solving problems that are causing accidents. Okay, minimizing incidents. These are things that we work on.
Yeah.
Not too much understand. What do you want to tell us from here?
Yeah. Actually, we can go from inside now. Dekhe.
Which one?
There.
Okay, you can.
From that side, we can go inside.
Outside.
So this is all about like when I was, I guess so, 14, I guess 14.
Right, yeah.
So we were under the tough training of these guys.
Okay.
And they are all retired army people, something like that.
Okay.
So they use the retired army
Yeah,
to
yeah.
teach the.
Teach. And you can see these kind of trainings when you go to us, doing fire training, challenges.
So for that you are very disciplined.
Yeah, we did all this.
Yes.
So we inspired to
Yes.
join defense services.
Yes.
And this is disaster management, what I told you, disaster management, which is how you
I can do lots of projects related to disaster.
if you
If you see my books, some of my books is about disaster.
So this is the parade. You can see we are riding on those.
Excellent. For example, in Bahrain now, from a project with the police, is that how we reduce the fire accidents, casualties, especially in high-rise.
In you can say Olympics and all. These are the students of this college. They promote sports more. Kabaddi, then athletes.
This is very popular Indian.
Yeah.
Indian sport.
I was captain.
Really?
When I was.
I should be very careful when I talk to you.
I was in fencing. I used to do fencing. These are the Indian army officers who has passed out. No, who has passed out from this college. These are the great officers.
Okay.
Many of them have passed away or somewhat like by fighting and all. Last time she was gold medalist from from Olympics, and she has practiced in the same ground that we have seen. She used to practice over
The
here.
nice thing is that you are giving women
Yeah.
also opportunities.
Yes.
History of drama. University and diversity is in this one.
Yes, we talk a lot on resilience economy. Yes.
Well, diversity.
So a good practice, as we said, is that we summarize the projects every day, day by day.
Can I get one view?
We have main ideas and we have new ideas, right? Main ideas is that about the projects and so on, we go to register. The new ideas that we discuss sometime in the car. Okay. The new ideas yesterday was floated and today I'm repeating it. We need to see the feasibility of starting a college of masters. Okay, in a good place, and it will be like one floor, big floor.
Right.
Okay, and where we will have the selected leaders who will give them program and so on with competitive rates. So it will be like they're paying, but they have only the cost, not profit oriented in the beginning. And then we will have sponsored students. The student will take from us, to sponsor them. Okay, so that we make them do projects and thesis and publish their work. The more we can manage to do that in the beginning, even if we start with 5 to 10 students first year. And next year I'm sure it will be 20 and so on. Okay? And you guys will be like also our teacher assistants. Later you can be the professors of who can teach you every now and then the subjects. You have the whole program ready. Okay, because we prepare it according to European standard. We're trying to get it accredited in Europe. You cannot start any program masters unless it is accredited. I think in India same thing.
Yes,
Right? But maybe here the cycle is faster.
The cycle is faster.
In Europe it takes 3 years. For that we've been suffering.
No, not in GP.
Yes. Okay.
But the thing is that.
So I'll send you this, the diploma, complete diploma course program. I think I sent it to Nashik before, but I'll send it to you again. It takes a reminder. You take notes even in your telephone. Record it, because later it's easier to know.
And what we do is that, what my suggestion, what I wish to say is that,
Guardians not.
Okay.
Okay.
what my suggestion is that the programs which you have planned, which is already ready, if we get it accredited by Pune University or some of the university,
Yes.
so it would be not original. These people, what they do? The Pune University is under all these universities are
Under Pune.
Pune.
Okay, very excellent.
So they will open their own cells.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So this is I leave it for you.
Okay.
And a very good idea to implement it under a very strong university. One is very well known.
Yeah,
I told you even in Bahrain, we have many students who graduate from Pune.
We are from one.
Okay. So that's one issue. The second issue is that we need to also to see students who want to do PhD, and we semi-sponsor them.
Yes.
Okay. So if they start to do research and they prove they do a research in inspiration economy, we're going to spend some money towards their tuition.
Yeah.
Okay. This is again something that is interesting for you guys, especially because you are going to finish your masters and you can start your
And it's been encouraging, no other institution is doing so.
Yes. Okay. Dr. Dunia thought about putting a chair, but we call it putting a chair. for
Yeah,
students.
sure.
But we are saying I don't want to commit myself for a full chair.
Right.
I want to spread it for students where we get more students.
But where the topic will be about inspiration economy of the research.
Inspiration economy,
So-
youth economy, resilience economy.
Yes.
Something about these economies.
Regardless of their speciality,
Right.
but can go around this.
Multidisciplinary, but only.
Yes.
And based on that, they publish a paper every year.
Right.
They'll take 3 years for PhD.
Right.
So they minimum 3 years, right, for PhD? Yeah, for 5 years. 3 years. So they publish a paper with us every year, so that they prove they are working on this subject. Very strong paper. Because we have our viewers, and so on. And I encourage you from now also start your own papers. You can enter the competition like others.
We
have the right to
are
compete.
planning.
So that's a side issue. Today also we had issues, which is we said even women empowerment cells, the ones we didn't see, we couldn't see the women empowerment cells in Sunday, or the ones you're going to visit yourself. Also, you should encourage them to do projects. Okay? Relevant to women empowerment, women development, or women advancement. They do something inside school or outside school. When I say project, what means project? Means they start to do collection of data, observation, what is the situation today. Okay, then they see the opportunities and the problem, and then they start to solve the problem. Okay, this means a project. When I say this project will enter the competition, it means will be evaluated according to a certain criteria, which is I sent you the criteria already. The evaluation for the projects, evaluation for the paper.
Okay. And ma'am, I will be needing a help of you, right? I'm asking help of you. Like the projects which women empowerment center will be running, like as sir told, the collection of the data is very much important. So can I get the appropriate format that I can the standard format, right? That can be forwarded to these universities so that they can maintain the records from the beginning itself. Like they will collect another data, and the data then which is.
So we're giving you now general guidelines.
Yeah, there is.
But we intentionally, we don't like spoon feeding because spoon feeding. We want you to try, make error if there is an error, or maybe you make inspiration for us. Maybe something we don't know. We are a new organization. We don't know everything in the world. Okay?
And we don't know even your problem. There is no one unified thing that it's right for certain X country would be right for you. For example, if I bring you formal Bahrain, I mean, the data we collect is totally different because even if we are talking about violence and harassment, it's totally in a different way than it is here. So here you collect the data according to the population that they know. And then from there you improve.
And what you'll do, like we'll do like a lot of cyber meetings, okay? Where we'll, once the data is collected, you'll send us the data. Okay, you tell us this is the data collected. Until you know this is missing something, so and so. We'll go and correct it. I'm very good in that, in answering you electronically and so on. Same with the company and our other teams. We have lots of teams, by the way, on this issue. But let us start pushing people to go to the field. No data will be collected from internet or statistics only. Go to the field, see the field first, feel the field, live with the people that are suffering the problem, whether they are patients, maybe of diseases, maybe unemployed, maybe in poverty, maybe working in underprivileged work, whatever. Okay? Maybe are suffering from bullying, like women, whatever these things. See what they're. Based on this interview, you start to put your questionnaire. Okay? Measure then go into statistics. What's happening in the world relevant to this issue? What's happening in India? What's happening in Nashik? What's happening in this community? So this 4 levels. What is the word and so on. So when you are solving it in Nashik, you are actually solving it for the whole world. So for that they call it world class case study. It will be like a reference.
So like I got an example.
So the observation is 2 types. First level of observation, all of them call it pilot 1, pilot 2, and 3. Pilot. First, data is collection from interview. Always, we start not with the questionnaire because we don't know. Even for aspiring students, how we measure them. There was nothing in the internet about something called measuring aspiring students. Okay? There was only one paper written by someone, a psychologist, who written about inspiring people. Called Thrush and Elliot, his name. Thrush and Elliot. Okay, this guy today, he's following us. Okay. Because we work lots of things ahead of him.
Yeah, right.
He's a psychologist one. We work in the field. See? We started to change the life of people to be more inspiring. Okay? So different when you measure people. It's different when you measure students and go to the field and work with them to be more inspiring. So this one type of data, which is interview. Second type of data is a questionnaire. So we start to collect questions based on the interview. So you build the question not because of your what you perceived, okay, or not taking it from the internet, based on the situation you have seen. Examples. Well, let me see how much 3 of you have learned from yesterday. Learned, not only seen, learning. Assumptions change. Okay? If you go now, if I sent you, I forgot to remind you. Budget tab. If you go budget tab, my sister Gitanji. Okay, if you go, send me also their emails and so on. Because now we can build them. For me, you are more important than the negotiation manager. I'm telling you frankly. Okay? Because you have been with us now. You've seen what we are trying to do. Okay, maybe small time. Could have done much more. But anyway, start is okay. Let's say I sent you both, you go both to the waste pickers. Directly. With these guys. Because we didn't see them. We didn't feel the environment. So our observation is very weak. Yesterday we taken what we call tertiary data. Not secondary data. It is the tertiary data. Secondary data is paper written and so on. Primary data is this. We sit down with this. What are the questions? What are the, how you gonna run the interview? Yes. Yeah.
Actually, I have a connection.
Yes.
One woman is there.
Yeah.
She already learned how to do videography. Like, and she was actually a rocket, that she is doing. Yeah, best speakers. Actually, she is best speaker. But when we gave her videography knowledge and all that, so herself she put her whatever problem she's suffering or her group is suffering through this media. So media is very powerful and we can connect with each other.
No, he is asking you what will you ask them. Now forget about media. Now you
It's an
went.
interview now.
Now you went to the field. They are there. Dr. Muhammad have sent you there. What are you going to ask them?
First we will go there and from how many days you are doing this thing and what benefit you are getting, how much time you are spending, what benefit you are getting, or you are doing something, do you have any other, like where you will get more money, you will have some different, some projects or something that you can utilize your time by getting more money, something like projects.
Most of the times what happens, as they are the best speakers, they know their problems, they are actually facing the problems and they know, they may be knowing that this is the solution, but because of lack
Hide
of
the camera. Can you put the camera on her? Yeah.
Okay, you
You
can
can bring it like this. Continue.
Yeah.
so even though we can make something there, but most of the times they don't share what they feel exactly. So for that we can ask them that suppose for example I am a student and I am having some difficulty, then I know that this is the solution, but due to lack of resources I cannot go up to that. So even they must be knowing what are the solutions. So I would like to ask them that do you have any idea, because every human being has his brain and they have ideas, they have thinking.
Right.
So it is necessary to get the ideas out of that.
Right. So again, what you will ask the waste speakers if you go for interview before you put it in the questions, you distribute it to all of them. You start with 5 or 6 people, call it pilot. Okay. So what you will ask them? What that you build up your questionnaire. What you will ask them?
So the first thing is that not like what is your like what are the first thing is that what is their livelihood, what is the livelihood that they are living right now.
Okay.
And we are not here to like donate them something or like giving them money. Like money will be ended someday, right? So we have to develop themselves, right? So the thing is, what is the field of interest that you are looking for? What are these plans that you have? What is your vision? What are your thoughts, right? So the collection of these data, like what are their thoughts? Like for example, if she is interested in doing electrical engineering, but the parents they force her to go to the medical engineering. So that will be wrong. Like she will not do it from your heart, right? She will be not more focused, no nothing. So this is the idea. The government is like the government, for example, over here. It is like giving different track, that they are giving a rehabilitation to different places, they are getting out to work. So the thing is that they have to create their own, you can say, their own businesses, and they can create an inspiration story and further for their families as well. Okay? So my questions would be, like, where you see your family after these years, like after improving, after the things that you have planned, where you see, and right now where you see if you continue the same work. Where do you see yourself? What will be your family person like after education, doing the same work? What is that? So these will be my questions.
See, it's very important. Is that before going to, let's say you define now the category we're going to study, which is what? The waste criticals. Before we go to there, we have to build up our what we call it estimated story. Okay? Means estimation. What we can do for them, what their life can be done, what can how we can improve their life and so on. Okay? Now we define two issues. Can we collect from them data directly by the interview? Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe the interview will be useless. Okay? Directly. But if I live with them and I go and I use my observation, okay, of their condition and the condition of their family, the way they are living, the health and safety level, the way they are planning their life, if they are having saving or not, if they are having again children who are affected because of their job, okay? The way if the parents, the children are working or not working, under labor, children or labor, what food they eat, okay? All their demographics, I measure it instead of depending on them. So that I avoid to be emotional. So the interview doesn't have to be only listening to others. Because you'll end up going maybe astray. Because you will be emotional and maybe they will not give you accurate data. So go with them to the level of going to the field. Show me. Use the word show me. If they tell you something you don't get food like this, show me your fridge. If they have fridge, they will not have fridge. Okay. They will not have enough food in the house. Okay. Maybe you'll see that they're living with a condition that is very bad. Cockroaches and so on. These are the collection for the first observation. And preferably, if you are allowed, take photos. That you measure where you started. Because something cannot be measured, cannot be improved. Second thing is that now, always anything I collect, is it specific or can be generalized? So I go and meet another person, a third person, fourth person, five person. Always I divide it. This is a specific issue, this is a generalized issue. Okay? And then I decide, the generalized issue, is there anybody working on it? Government, laws coming and so on? Or nobody working on it, it is the priority. The specific issue can be secondary. Okay? Because each family will have maybe different
Each family has different problems.
Yes.
And there's a journal issue.
Always these issues, the problems, all they are the sources of opportunities.
Right.
So I have to I take maybe 10 problems and see what are the opportunities inside each problem. And then mix them with each other to bring my products. Okay? It will be very unique solution, a very innovative solution. Okay? Actually, she told you about yesterday about Marhamad, the one which is a work for a humanitarian. And we found out, for example, the bread issue. It was opportunity. So we brought at the end of the day, one machine can solve lots of issues, and they make profit from it. They sell bread also to others who can afford to buy it. So that's the way we are supposed to build up our case study, measuring them by photos and by, preferably as I said, and by numbers. Then I start to build up my question. Because in general, I have now lots of questions. Now, for example, here you start with demographics. Okay? Then you go for the problems that you are doubting based on the interviews you did, the 5 interviews, which is the interviews I said observations. Okay? Or is it again they are happening, how much they are suffering from that? Okay? And then based on this questionnaire, we start to see the opportunities. So for example, we found out from the cases of the aspiring students is that we should be, even if we are rich people, we should work like we are sometimes. We don't have funds for our children. We let them work. Because spoiling them is not going to help them in life. If I want people like you aspiring, I have to keep sometimes my emotion, not to give them car, not to give them anything they want. Work for it. Work at summer. Do something like that. This is what happened to Amna and others who are doing the same thing also. So that's the idea that this doesn't come by coincidence. It comes by testing these things. And the test can be less error if you collect the data this way. Go to the field, lift the field. Feel the sense without emotions only. Okay, sorry. Any questions?
Just 5 minutes. No.
Thank you very much. This subject is important. Thank you for inviting us. Okay, good. Good afternoon, everybody. And I'm happy to see inspiring youth like you. It's very, you are in an inspiring school. You are lucky to be in the school. I was an ex-military person myself. I left the military in 2000 as a colonel, and I learned a lot from the military. Today we do lots of projects also with the police, by the way, where we solve also crack lots of problems that couldn't be solved by normal mindset. Okay. Today I will focus on 2 issues. The first issue is about mindset. Okay. And I'm willing to give gifts. I have books, electronic books, which we can give you. It's very expensive books in the internet. Our books that we have written, but we are willing to give it away for those who will, show us really they are interested and they want to do projects with us in the future. The purpose of this lecture is different than any other lecture. It is learning by doing, not learning by listening. Okay. In order to change our mindset, we need to go through 4 phases. First thing, we need to change our assumptions, how we see life. Okay? For example, if I am afraid from dogs that they will bite me because they bited me before, okay, then I'll build this assumption always that every dog in the world is going to bite me. Okay? And this will build for me. So the first thing in the mindset is what? Assumptions, right? I'm going to test you later for that. The second thing in the mindset is attitudes. So in order to change our assumptions, we need to change our attitudes. Okay? The third thing in the mindset is our behavior. Because sometimes we have attitudes but we don't reflect it into behavior, right? So again, this is part of the mindset. And the fourth thing in the mindset is about reflections. How we reflect on life, how we react to life. Okay? Many of people, you see them, they are very dull. They don't react to anything to life. Many people, they come and go in life. Maybe also they are studied PhD or they became professors and so on. But in reality, their contribution to their community is 0. Okay? For that, I chosen to you, especially in this inspiring youth, since you are in a military school, the word visualization. Not imagination. Is there a difference between imagination and visualization? Who say yes? There is a difference or no? Yes? Okay, what is the difference? Come. Come here. Give her applause to encourage her. Yes. Here. To everybody.
Sir, visualization means we only see that thing, and
Right. Imagination.
imagination means we imagine about that thing, that we can improve that thing.
Okay. So actually it's the opposite. Okay. Visualization, something you want to transform, something you want to improve. So you start to visualize. Imagination is about our capability. So lots of people, they have imagination actually during classes, like will happen now, because now this is afternoon, and maybe you eaten dal for lunch. If you eaten dal for lunch, it will be very good for focus. Okay. So we start to do what we call it imagination. We start to imagine things, what we'll do today, where we'll go, where we spend our weekends, and so on. Okay. Visualization is about leadership. So every leader, man and woman in life, they will be leaders only when they start to visualize things. And these leaders, they start to use the word, not I think, not maybe, not it can be. No, they will start to use the word I believe. Okay? So how many women, just I want to see the women, how many women they believe they're gonna change the situation of women in the country, in India? How many of you? Okay? Excellent. Okay. So the others, we need to help the others in order to change the situation. We need to help our colleagues, our peers, to start to believe this. How many boys they think they can help India to be in 2025 to be #1 country? Okay, excellent. Boys is more than girls, huh? Okay, excellent. How many all of you think we really can go to Mars? How many of you think we can go to Mars? Not only to send a ship to Mars, but we can go and sit in Mars. How many of you believe that? Okay. This the difference between our belief, maybe hesitating belief. We sometimes some of us raise their hand like this. Okay. The difference is facts. Some of you have read these facts. Some of you have seen that there is research now in lots of countries. They are speeding up. No more moon. Okay. People are saying we can live in Mars. Okay. I'm talking about my daughter age now. She's the second year medical school. She totally believes that. She said I will be one of the leading people in the Arab countries that will go to Mars and treat people there in Mars. Okay. So that much she is linking the thing. So it's not enough that we imagine what we will be in the future as a profession. We have to visualize what we will do for our communities in the future from today. Okay. Let me take this exercise for the benefit who came early. Okay, and do with you this exercise. Every one of you, I would like you to draw. Take a paper and a pen, please. And I would like you to draw, okay, everyone, all, even the BRDF team, okay? I would like you to draw for me in just 2 minutes. Okay? Yeah.
Volume.
I would like you to I would like you now to draw for me butterfly. Okay? Don't worry. Even if you are drawing as worse as mine, still draw butterfly. Take the camera to them. Move this a little bit.
Yeah.
Hold it. Okay. 2 minutes. So now we are talking about half minute has passed. Okay. You have 1.5 minutes. Drawing butterfly. You finished? Yes. Oh, you are very fast, guys. Okay. Now, I would like you to listen to this music, okay? And then then draw a butterfly, okay? So now you have finished your butterfly. Everybody finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, back, guys. Who came late? Did you draw butterfly? Now I want you to draw another butterfly after you listen to this music, okay? So let's put this music on. Can you hear?
Yes, sir.
No?
Can you hear the birds? Can you hear the music?
نعم لابد من حب لتملأ كوننا الأنوار ليغمرنا عبير الود تبسم حولنا الأقدار. نعم لابد من حب لتملأ كوننا الأنوار ليغمرنا عبير الود منهجا يذكي انفتاحا بيننا وحوار. أليس نبينا المختار حاور من تحداه وبالإقناع أرشده بحب نحو مولاه. فلن ننساك قدوتنا ولا المنهاج ننساه. أليس نبينا المختار من تحداه وبالإقناع أرشده بحب نحو مولاه. فلن ننساك قدوتنا ولا المنهاج ننساه. سنجعل هديك الراقي دليلا للعلا.
Okay. I hope you have finished by now. Okay. Is there a difference between the first drawing
Yes.
and the second one with the music?
Yes.
What is the difference? What happened? I want someone to come here. What happened? Jita, come. Okay. What happened to us?
So because the music makes us happy, second drawing is beautiful. Second drawing is more beautiful than the first one
Why?
because the music made me happy.
Okay.
Listening to
Excellent.
music.
Excellent. Give the applause. Something else. What happened to us? Come on, guys. Come on, ladies. What happened to us?
I saw lots of nice drawing. Come and talk about it.
Only we made did we start to see things in colors, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Didn't we start to visualize the garden, the butterflies flying around the flowers and so on, right? So by the way, this is the process of visualization. It is not imagination now. Your imagination is there, right? When you started to draw the butterfly, you drawn the imagination. Visualization is a stage much better than that. When we bring facts to reality, new facts to reality, many things will change. Okay, many things around that will change, and for that, we'll start to change lots of things. Same thing when we go to the field. We go to the field, and I think later Nikhil will tell you about the importance of the field. And this is again, we are celebrating these days our philosopher and mentor Gandhi. Okay, he taught us, be the change you want to see in the world, isn't it? So being the change cannot be while we're sitting in our chairs. We have to go to our communities and take the facts today and give this spirit of music that has happened to us in different way, so that people start to change, not through music only, but through reality, to see what are the type of things we can input inside our society, so they start to change and they start to bring something better than what they are today. So their outcome, and always as humans we differentiate from animals, is that we bring humans up, right? This is the difference between humans and animals. That animals, they fight for life, isn't it? While we humans, we think in abundance way. Again, part of Gandhi's teaching, okay, is that life is very abundant, and every one of us have his own cake. We don't need to fight for one cake. We don't need to be all of us, fighting to get employed and others getting unemployed. Okay, we can create lots of things together and make a win-win situation. So this is just a quick measurement till we start. Can we start officially now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can go ahead.
I request Dr. P.A. Ghosh sir to introduce, to deliver the welcome speech.
I, Dr. Ghosh, stand in front of you all at this moment for welcoming our guest on behalf of Central Hindu Military Education Society is Bhosla Military College. On behalf of the principal, on behalf of all the staff, on behalf of all the students present here or who is not present here also, because our students, they are particularly today engaged in examinations, which I told to our guest, sir, this is an unique college, not only in Maharashtra, but I would say even in India. The specific features here is that we impart military training, which is preparatory military training, and motivate our students to join in armed forces. And one more specific feature is that we have a subject called Defense and Strategic Studies, which is a compulsory subject for all the students at undergraduate level, and of course we have a postgraduate center in the subject Defense and Strategic Studies, and we encourage our students to study this particular subject to be aware about the national security issues, international security issues, and we would like our students to be a policy formulator in the public domain. I express our sincere thanks to Dr. Bhuyaji and Dr. Dunia, who have come from Bahrain, and they are renowned figure at international level, and they are involved in very many activities, particularly striving to bring changes in social, economic sphere of the life of the people, particularly of underprivileged. And they have started their project long back, and it has its own impact factor, and therefore they have decided to expand. They are all social transformation activities from one continent to another continent. Sir, I express my sincere thanks to you and to Madam for accepting our invitation. Now I do request our Dr. Sethi sir, who is the principal in charge, to speak something about our college.
Very good afternoon. Students from junior college, senior college, board of students. About the college, Central Hindu Bhosla Military College. It was started actually in 1986 with science faculty, senior college. Defense studies as the main subject in science faculty. Then in 1989, arts and commerce faculty started. Then junior college started in 1990. So from 11 to PG classes we have in our campus. PG courses we have MSc Computer Science, Defense and Strategic Studies, MCOM and MSc Computer Science. Here we are having two categories of students: day scholar, those who are residing in Nashik and vicinity area of Nashik city. They take education over here, and other group of students, they are board students, and it is a co-education, both boys and girls, they study over here, and we try our best to give best education related to academics. Time to time, a resource person in different subject, they also come over here, they get exposure and they get lot of knowledge in different field. And this is the platform today. On behalf of Sechmi Society and College, I welcome Dr. Mohammad Bhuyaji and also Dr. Dunia Ahmed, International Institute of Inspiration Economy. They are having vast knowledge, and definitely it is our privilege that they have come over here, spending lot of energy and time, and it is for you only. and they want to inspire you in different area. As a result, definitely you are going to be benefited. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, may I invite Nikhil, sir, to introduce our today's honorable chief guest.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to one and all. Myself Nikhil Singh, and I'm the spokesperson of the NGO and think tank named as PRDF, that is Peace Research and Development Foundation. So we have invited, and the institution, the founder and co-founder of the institution and NGO named as International Inspiration of International Institute of Inspiration Economy. So they are the founder and co-founder. Dr. Mohammad Buheji, he is the founder of that, and Dr. Dunya Ahmed, she is a co-founder of that institution. Okay. So basically, the thing is, the reason of the visit to India is that to form a youth forum over here. Okay, to form a youth forum to gather all the youth from different different cultures, different colleges, and different things of thought, different mindset, to come together and work for the society. The thoughts that we want to promote and that we are promoting right now, that we are arranging visits in each and every colleges, most of the topmost colleges, which is one of these, no doubt about that. We are arranging visits, inspiring the students, creating inspiration story, and getting them involved into the projects. So I'll tell you what is the difference between the getting inspired, and working further. So the thing is, there are two kind of learning process. The first is learn and then test. That is a process that it has been followed throughout long back. Okay. First we mug up for the examination and we write in the exam and get good grades, get pass, and it's over, right? It's been left back. So now what is the process that we want to change, and which is workable? Like many of the scientists, they have discovered that, right? They have done research of that, then found that the person who are getting a test first, and then after that they are getting the results. Okay, they are learning from the test. Like the challenges with the people who face challenges and they become more successful than the person who don't face challenges, not as comparatively to that person. Like you must have seen on National Geographic channel, there's a new program started, which is Mega Icon. You must have seen. Anyone? Right? So you must have seen the story of Virat Kohli, who is a great cricketer, by the way, no doubt about that. And he's a world-class cricketer. So his story was, you must have seen, but I'd like to share something. So his story was that when he was at the age of 9, he used to play under 10 or under 12 cricket. Okay. So what he did is that he accepted the challenge to go for under 16. He used to play with under 16 people, under 16 persons. So one day what happened? A ball hit it on his chest. And next day his mother, he came to the institution and he said that, "Sir, coach, please send my child to let him play under 12, not under 16. But what Virat told? Virat told that they cannot out me. Right? It's not overconfidence. He's taking the challenge to develop himself. He's taking the challenge. I want to play in under 16 no matter what. If I get hurt and anything, but I want to accept the challenge." And no doubt about that, he accepted the challenge and he did well, right? And this is the result. He is starring as a mega icon. He's considered as a mega icon of the Indian cricket. And no doubt, in further, he would be the greatest cricketer we ever had. So this is the thing, and we are opening the doors for you guys to run the projects under PRDF and IIIE. So okay, so which is the field project, right? So you will be first challenged, and that you will be learning from themselves. Like education is the basic need of each and every human, and we are pleased and we are blessed to have educated society. We are living in the educated society. Our families are educated and they are sending us to the good schools, good institution. But what about the other people who can't afford it? What about them? We can see these kind of people everywhere. We see, right? We see in the slums. We see in the rural areas, in backward areas, these kind of people are there. We can't neglect them. It's a fact, right? We have to accept it. So what we are doing to them? In my visualization, in my thoughts, I feel that education is of no use if you don't utilize it for betterment and for development of your society. Not by giving money, it's not like that. Not by giving money, it's not like that. It will be over someday. So what you have to do is that under these projects, what is our aim and what is our visualization and what is our concept is that to be at the ground level, to understand what is their problem, what are they facing, experience that. When you will not getting emotionally attached, okay? Not getting emotionally attached, because if you get emotionally attached, you will be not able to solve their problems. Let the ideas come from them. Let inspire them. And by doing this, it's my guarantee, like it's been thing that happening with me. Like by doing these things, we also get to learn ourselves, okay? We get new skills, we get new things to learn, and we do well, but obviously no doubt about that. As we are accepting, so this is a challenge, what Virat Kohli did the same time at he was 9, he accepted the challenge, so this is challenge in front of you, and you have to overcome this. So that's all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now may I request Dr. P.P. Sethi sir to please felicitate our today's honorable chief guest, Mohammad Boeji sir.
Thank you very much.
Now may I request Dr. P.A. Ghosh sir to please felicitate our dignified guest, Dr. Dunia Ahmed ma'am.
We have something also for you, Prof.
You say on behalf of BRDF and IIIE that we are presenting a memento
Right.
and some other gift as a token of love to the principal of Hostel.
Thank you,
So.
Prof. She is giving us this opportunity.
So on behalf of PRDF and IIIE, Dr. Mohammad Boeji and Dr. Dunia ma'am, they are presenting the memento and as in new start, new partnership for leading to a betterment of the society. Thank you.
This is our book. This is our book called Handbook of Inspiration Economy. Repeat it there, inspiration.
This is the book which is written by Dr. Mohammad Boeji, and this is book on inspiration economy.
And it's available in booking, bookboon.com. So you can download it free. Okay, essentially I kept it free. This is one of the few books I kept free. I'm making money also. Okay, but really this is an opportunity for you to read this book because it might change your life. Okay. Yeah.
So this book will be kept in library as well. So you can just go ahead and you have the library which is facilitated with good internet and computers. You can just download and read it. Okay.
Shall we go down now? Yeah.
The topic that here we are talking about today, the visualization, it is something that Dr. Muhammad talked about a little bit earlier. And he considers the difference between visualization and imagination, and the difference between when I say I think or I believe, and how all the believers that they have changed the word, it was through a real visualization that they have. And here it was through a real visualization. And here where I hope, especially in this school, as in the speech I heard a lot about this school since we came, and how different you are, how special you are. I hope that really each student of you, or I believe, that each of you have to believe on something, that something they have to change in the world. Not only the thing that you want to do for yourself, I know I go across some schools when we see some students, instead of me giving my feeling, I want two of you stand and tell me what do you think your vision is for the future. One from the group of girls. Maybe the girl there with the glasses. Yes. Yes, can you stand? Can one of the girls stand and tell me about her vision for the future? Okay, yes. Please.
I want to become an IAS officer and serve my country. It is my vision about my future.
So thanks a lot. That's what I want to hear. It's not only about what I want to do for myself. It's not only me, I want to be a doctor or engineer or a lawyer. It's what I want to be and what to change in my country, what to change in the community, what to change in the world. Here where we are going to have a real vision and having a real impact. Here where we are going to raise our country to be one of the head of the developed country that we want to do. Here, as Dr. Muhammad, he was introducing that we had the concept of an inspiration economy. It was a concept that was founded by him and I co-founded him. It was spread around the world. We started our institute in a European country to be registered in EU, and we have it in more than 10 countries. And this is our third day in our visit here in India, and we really hope to also have our partners here and work and spreading the concept of an inspiration economy. That we have also, we are having it in different projects. We have it through NGOs that we established, project that we make with youth like you. We don't initiative the projects with people only like us or academics. We are not theoreticals. We like to work with youth like you. We learn from you where you do the concepts and where we write more about our concepts in our different books. In addition, also, we do have some journals that we publish the stories, so I hope you will give us lots of inspiring projects that with your professor and academic, they can write it in a paper and it will be published with their name and writing the team who worked in these projects, and it will be known all around the world. These journals are published in US and available all around the world that we are talking about. I mean, the concept of visualization here, maybe Dr. Muhammad he talked earlier about, and how we visualize things to change the future of the world. It's how we do something and we believe in it and we do it through projects. I mean, lots of time we spend our time, we work a lot, we have lots of efforts. Sometimes we see people who are in need of help, and what we do the maximum, we try to get something of our pockets, helping them. What you don't have the vision how to change their life. Here where we want to, as we talk about in one of our concepts, how we social engineer the community, how with a project that people like you, students like you, even in your spare time, small time, you can do and you can change the life of people on your community and your area. Maybe from here, Dr. Muhammad wants to pick up and continue the presentation.
Okay, so what Dr. Dunya was trying to tell you was about how many of you know Disneyland, Disney World, Disney films, right? So Disney, what is Disney started with? They started with what we call mental simulation. They started to simulate, okay? If you remember Mickey Mouse and so on. All of these started from this area, right? Then they started to control lots of places around the world with their films and so on. So they started to do a role model, okay, to influence lots of societies. And most of us, all of us actually, influenced by Disney somehow, okay? And this is something called influencing without power. It is Gandhiji concept, by the way. We can change lots of things in our communities with minimal power, because when we start to visualize the outcome of these things. Even education can help us to start visualizing. As Brother Nicky said, we cannot, what's the use of learning, education, if we don't learn? And only we can learn when we start to change our mindset and we start to visualize instead of just imagine. Imagination, if you're an artist, you'll be always having high imagination. Visualization is what you contribute to the world. So the contribution to the world is measured by your visualization. How much you visualize, you have achieved. And we call it, by the way, like the hit rate. You know the dart, when we play the dart, right? When we hit the bull's eye, we say that's what? That's the hit rate is very high. So how many times out of 5 times or 10 times, you really have changed your community? 5 attempts, 10 attempts. Your age is not measured, ladies and gentlemen, young ladies and young boys. It is not measured by years. So I claim that my daughter, Amna, is more experienced. Okay? They can
सबको
hear.
सुनाई दे रहा है? सभी को सुनाई दे रहा है अभी? हाँ, ठीक है.
Okay? So I claim my daughter Amna, she have as much years as I am. I am 56 years old now. Okay? Her experience is, she's 13 years old. She used to be 13 years old. Now she's 18 years old. She's in second year of medical school. But her experience is similar to a person maybe who's in 50, because I discovered myself only 18 years ago. While Amna has discovered herself and her vision in life and visualized life much earlier than my age. So it is not about your age. You can be with a wise man, a wise young lady, by the number of frequency of attempts you have done in your life. How much you have managed challenges. How many of us has came from difficult families, or families that have disagreements, or families that is maybe are rich families, but they are spoiled us, okay, and they change themselves. As I told the other colleagues today, that while we spend our, let's say our holidays in maybe in Europe or Canada, always she choose to go to poor countries. She don't go with us since she was young, okay. For that, she will be, once she finishes medicine, I'm sure she'll be a different doctor than others. And similar to Amna now today, we're seeing many young people like this. They are having a visualization to change the world. They are not, the purpose is not to graduate only, not to get a job, not to be a job seeker, but maybe a job creator, maybe to create opportunity for others, to solve problems in life in different ways. And that's the benefit of education. So for that we should really take competitions. And that's what Nikhil was trying to tell you. We have 2 competitions. One is writing a paper with or without professors. I don't mind if you write a paper yourself and you manage to publish it, even if you are younger than undergraduate, I mean you are high school. You might manage to do that, by the way. Okay? And taking another competition, doing something in your society, starting even with a simple doorway man or the woman in the street. Okay, and you show how much you have changed their life by doing certain small projects, and you show how much they became independent of you, dependent on themselves. All of us can do that, because all of us now having this what we call discovering ourselves. You'll discover yourself more when you are testing these intrinsic powers in your life. So visualization is about having the mindset and the mind linked to our heart. We need not to be only sympathetic, but we need to be also empathetic. And today's studies of neuroscience, which I hope some of you will go on to this field, which is very interesting fields, okay, and behavioral economics, they started to see that in neurochemistry flow, especially the neurotransmitters are excited. Neurotransmitters like oxytocin, serotonin, you can Google it. These are, we call it happiness hormones, okay? These hormones, they can get excited once we start to contribute something to the society, okay? Once we start, so my feeling when I do change in any society, I feel I am a billionaire, not even a millionaire. Okay, why? Because I feel that I have done something, I've given life to others. Not even, I'm not God, but I have managed to give life to others. How come that? Okay, because I try to change their situation, and by measuring this, starting from where they were and where they came, I feel that I am empowered. I feel my education has helped me. I feel that I now I can contribute more to my society, even if you become professional. And this is the way that we would like you to think how to amplify your visualization to the state. How many of you know what is happening to this falcon? What is happening to this falcon? Lots of birds, we see them sometimes, especially falcons, we see them, they go through this phase. This is, they call it the phase of molting. Phase of molting. What's happening is that falcons, they started to get weak when they fly because they are getting age. So what will happen? They'll use their intrinsic power to start getting rid of their old feathers and start to replace it with what? With a new feather. So they'll start to fly with the small feathers till they become larger feathers and so on. This is the process of molting. It's similar to visualization. Visualization cannot be learned by only talking about it, not like imagination. Okay, visualization can come only through the field, through trial and error. The best school is when we try and we fail, and we try and then we are successful. So no shame in trying things and making failures, because lots of people will pave their way, and including yourself, based on your failures. Isn't it what Gandhi learned? What made Gandhi from a lawyer? He could have been the best lawyer in the world, but he became the best inspiring person in the world after Prophet. What made him difference? This challenge, this failure. He failed to change something in South Africa. He was thrown out of the train in South Africa. Okay? Then he realized he needed to do something. So he tried to do a village in South Africa. He tried to again do disobedience in South Africa. Then he said, no, I'll go back now to my country and I'll try many things. Many things he's been successful because he tried things and he failed. Okay? This is the idea that we are talking about, that the power of molting or visualization, trying and so on. So we can really change lots of things around us by trying to innovate according to a different situation. This is why Einstein, by the way, do you know, how many of you know Einstein? All of us, right? How many of you, what is Einstein? What is Einstein? What is his background? Physicist, isn't it? Right? What physicists do usually? They go to the lab, right? And based on the lab, they will test their theories. What Einstein did, actually, he put a theory and he changed the world without going to the lab by starting the process of visualization. He visualized that as if and for that he put in his formula MC squared, which is all of us we talk about. Okay, the formula this formula didn't come from lab. There was lots of physicists trying many things, but he started to see things in different way because he didn't lose his visualization ability. Okay, so be careful. Education sometimes can make you lose your visualization because you become very structured. Everything has to be logical. And actually, can we solve problems, chronic problems, with logical way? No, it has to be creative way. That's Edison said that, even Einstein said that. If you want to crack a problem, you should not approach it the same way that's been approached before. You should approach it totally in different way. For that, we need the visualization. We need visualization, and this visualization can grow up with us. Now, today, since you are young, you are lucky, much luckier than me, at least, that you go to the field and you start to troubleshoot the problems of your society and your community in different ways. So this is what was Einstein have done. Also, this man. How many of you know this man? Okay, this is called August Cockle, and he's one of the most popular people in the world. Why? Because he put the carbon molecules. So we started to draw the biochemistry. How many of you have taken biochemistry or chemistry? I'm sure you've seen this molecule, which is the basic carbon molecule, because of this man. What is he? How he drawn that? He started to imagine a snake that eating a tail. Okay. Then he started to put it in reality and so on. He tested that, till he came to that. So the power of visualization is very important. All of us also know the brothers, the Wright brothers, right? Who also started to use other people's failures. Okay, we know that in Arab where there was Abbas ibn Farnas, which he tried to fail, but he died, right? He used the feather and so on. So they tried many things. Even they started from where others has ended. It's not the idea that only you copy others what has been successful and you follow them. You create your own path. Each one of us, God has given us 4 lobes. The frontal lobe, each one of us is different. The more we use our frontal lobe, and you Google it today, our mind is made of 4 lobes. The frontal lobe is the most powerful lobe for humans, who are different than the cat and the dog and any animal in the world because of our frontal lobe. Okay? This frontal lobe, the more we use it to associate problems and solve problems in the society and link our right brain with the left brain, okay, the more we can solve lots of things around us and will not be dependent on government or organization to solve our problems or our families. We'll start to see things in different way. So visualization is about this capability, seeing new ways, just I'll summarize, originating from flexible, originating and getting flexible ways, bringing something new into our existence, producing both original and valuable things. And for that, all of us know this guy. Do you know Leonardo da Vinci? Okay. Leonardo da Vinci have done many things, like Professor Abdul Kalam. Okay. Our late Professor Abdul Kalam also, he inspired us a lot. I have all his books. I've seen everything has been written about him in YouTube. I Google him a lot and so on. I'm really amazed one person how much he can do. Okay. He invented more than 90 patents. Besides, he helped India to go to the moon, to Mars, and became the president, and his education, philosopher and so on. He made many inventions. He lived as maybe thousands people life, innovator lives, okay? Not normal people lives, because each innovator might live 1 million people life, okay? He lived 1,000 innovator life, because as if he lived so many lives. Maybe he died at what age? 80 something, right? Isn't it? 86, huh? So, as if he lived 1,000 years, because the amount of outcome he brought to the society because of his visualization, wherever he goes. And that's what Leonardo da Vinci have done. Same issue, okay? Because he started to see things. And for that, my brothers and sisters, very important that we become curious. Don't let anyone control your mind and your mindset. Always ask, and always be proud that you are changing. Never say if there's someone telling you, oh, you are changing. Sometime your sister or your other friends telling you, oh, you are changing. It's not a shame. I tell them it's a good sign. I'm changing. I hope to the better. Am I changing really? And I should measure myself. I take pauses in life, and I measure myself. And this will not happen, this change, unless we become more curious about life. This patents that Abdul Kalam wrote because he's curious. He's seen people, poor people, so he brought, for example, water purifiers. He's seen people with disabilities, so he brought solution for amputated legs, and so on. One person, he's trying to solve things in different way based on measurement, based on scientific base. You are lucky because your mind is scientific. But you will be a burden on your country if you don't use your scientific mind. You'll use it actually to the disadvantage of the country. You'll use your science to show that you are more powerful than others, okay? But you'll not use it to develop the country. So be careful. Curiosity is very important for us so that we can build. So the formula I want to speak to you today, which I'll show you some case studies. Curiosity plus focus. Focus, focus, focus. Focus means not only my ability to get attention. Focus means that I measure my performance based on outcome. I have my own KPI. Each one of us, you know what's main KPI? Key performance indicator. I should have my key performance indicator. Every year I measure myself. I say, am I really changing? I'm going from class 9 to class 10. I'm going to class 12. I'm going to college now. Am I really changing? Because if I am not changing, what is the measure of my change? The measure of my change is that now my hit rate is increasing. My focus is increasing. I help now this community, I can go to other community to help them. In different way, not the same way, but each community has their own different problems. Let us take examples, and Dr. Dunya will take us through these examples. In India, yes, many people are poor, or they have intermittent, electricity. They will have maybe expired item for a long time, or maybe these items were prepared in an unhygiene way. So what we'll end up having more poisonous food, with what we call it foodborne diseases. Okay? In Bahrain, I decided, my visualization said to me, I want to make my country poisonous-free country. Food poisonous-free country. Because lots of people used to complain during summer, especially, you know, we reach a heat of 50 degrees sometime, most of the time. Okay, especially in fast food. We have lots of Indian restaurants and so on, restaurants which is fast food. They deliver fast food, burgers and so on, okay? So this was a challenge for us. Okay, how we can do that? The idea here, we increase our availability. What means increase our availability? The mindset now here, different, huh? The mindset of the inspectors used to be working like police. They will go, the inspector, he go to the restaurant, he will make for them warning letter. Of course, we know the inspector, what they do also? They take bribes, right? So we wanted to eliminate this issue. Because we know that there is lots of poisonous restaurants, but a few restaurants are only getting warning. Okay? And many restaurants, if they don't give enough bribe, what they do for them? They make a shop closure for them. They close their shops. In order to solve this problem, we change the mindset. The first thing, we work on the mindset of the inspector. We told the inspectors, we're not going to measure your performance, your outcome on the society, based on how many people you have catched. Okay? So I eliminate the bribes, also I eliminate their way of dealing with people. I'll measure your performance, how many restaurants, they don't have any more poisons in your area. So each one will dedicate for them area. And now, instead of being an inspector, policeman, I want you to be a training specialist for these restaurants. So each inspector, they started to change their way. They have in their cars or in their motorcycle, they have a training kit in different languages, because in Bahrain we have many restaurants from different countries. Okay, so they started to show and try to show the people and measure the performance of education or training, how much they can deal with the food handlers, we call them food handlers, without creating a source for poison and so on. The amount of diseases complaints dropped so much. The amount of restaurants that has became top grade restaurants became so much, to the extent that we produce something called green restaurants, green card restaurants, which mean restaurants that didn't have any complaint in the last 3 to 5 years. So we start to give them these stickers. And Bahrain turned to be everybody, all restaurants now, trying to get always this green card restaurants, where people will trust, even if it is higher paid restaurants. So this is an example that can be carried by students like you. It doesn't have to be a rocket science, okay? But it needs to have empathy, thinking that I will eat this food one day, or my colleagues will eat this food one day, okay? So this is an example of what we can do for our country.
And here, as Dr. Muhammad speak about what you can do, I speak about another example before I come for this. We both used to teach in the same university. And here where we have different things and methods that we use. He teaches MBA students, master students in business. I'm teaching sociology students who are undergrad. What we try to do there, that we mix our students. I let my undergrad students go to his classes, not only to attend, to evaluate his students and vice versa. Why we have done this? We've done this just to teach them about multidisciplinary work, so they think in a different way. When we go to our classes, we have flip classes. So the students give the lectures and we go backside and teach. And why is this? It's just to make them wider thinking. From there, we told our students, we are not going to mark you according to what you memorize. I know lots of teachers in our university, professors, assistant professors, they used to mark the students according to what to memorize. And I used to tell my students, and Dr. Muhammad tell his students, he always give them open book exams, for example, that whatever you memorize...
Students like open book exams. I used to like open book exams.
Do you prefer to take open book exams or memorize exams?
Okay. Those who like open book exams, they are very practical. And they might not be a student.
Okay, they can't hear you. So he's telling that students who like open book exams, and they are always more creative in things than they know. Because the example always I tell my students that if you memorize everything, whatever you memorize, even all the book in this university, now it can be put in a small chip that it's the size of my nail, and you can buy it with a few dollars. It's not anymore a problem to memorize all the data or having it. Before it was maybe we couldn't have all these memories of this example. It's about what Dr. Always Muhammad say, it's associating these data together. It's not about memorizing the data, because we have different loops in our head, so how we memorize them. How, not only how we memorize them, how we link them together and associate them. And the only way that make us make sure that this link is done and associated is about we challenge our students that they have to do projects by themselves. I mean, it's not about listening to us, not about memorizing, not only about going to field and see the field. It's always good to go have replacements, go to the field and see it. It's also, when you see something, you memorize it better, but it's about you build the field and make the projects. So we challenge our students that each of the group of our students, you go have and take a socio-economic problem and change a life of a group of people. So some of the students went to, for example, women who were suffering, didn't have income, and they were in unemployment rate for a long time, who didn't manage to get a job. Because they always want to get the easy job. I'm waiting for a job that's going to be provided for me by the government. I want to work in the same discipline that I was graduated, and it goes on. Here, and I'm talking here about teenage students or undergrad students in their early 20s, and they are trying to change the life of people who are older than them, and they have longer experience and already graduate. Here, where they change their mindset and created from them entrepreneur, they tried to shift their mindset to be from a job seeker to a job provider, for example. And they made projects that also change the society. So here's some example that even students, even when you are younger, you can encourage others to do other projects and do it. Some of the students help others who are doing job and not very well. And I know students in India are very good in IT. And most of now the co-sharing programs and now the bigger owners of lots of things, I can see now the biggest car company in the world is someone who doesn't own any car, like Uber. So it was through only an app that they have created. So these are the lots of things, and there are lots of things in these ideas that you can create, and it affects the socio-economy. Here I will go, for example, in one of another social problems that we face in one of the schools that we have visited in Sarajevo. This is school, schools in Sarajevo, and especially this is in the capital of Bosnia. If you know it, if you just Google the schools there in Bosnia, you are going to see around each school there is a minimum of 5 gambling shops or betting shops that younger people go to bet, and of course when they grow older they become gamblers, and then that means lots of resources of these students are going bad. We tried, how can we change this thing? So what we tried to do, I know that we didn't have power to change the law, we didn't have money to do other projects, we had to fight a lot of things there. So we tried to change the students by the students themselves and the schools. Here where we tried to put an afternoon programs for the students, here you can see where the boys, and there was also others with the girls, that we try to put some sport activity to be done after the school time. So we let less students go to the gambling shop. We didn't have the power to close the gambling shop, but we had the power through us and the students themselves not to go to the gambling shop, although there is a minimum of 5 gambling shops around these schools that they used to spend all their times every day there. So, and of course it was also done for the drugs and gambling. And I want to talk also about, I will talk to you about, yes, this is Mauritania, but before this I'll talk to you about another example about Marhamat. Or let me focus, he wanted me to talk about the Mauritania's example as well. This example was for a woman Mauritania, it's a desert. It's in Africa, where they are very famous with having lots of camels, with camel wools, where women used to have to use the handmade machines to make these camel wool carpets. Where they got a fund, and they tried other countries with more money, they tried to turn these handmade machines to an automated. They tried to fund them with millions to turn these handmade machines to make it an automated machines. Do you think this will help them or will create more problems? Having fund to make an automated factories. Okay, I know in some theories we will think, yes, they are going to produce more, it's going to help them, the machine will be faster. But what it can be also made that when you don't use the power from the intrinsic power, and here what Dr. Mohammed was saying, they didn't use the power from their inside, so they always will be waiting from funds to come outside. When they are going to make it automated, that means these ladies, these families, they have to leave their normal villages and only come and work in these villages. The second thing is they work in these machines, and it's going to be automated carpet. It's going to be like any carpet in the world, so that even they can compete countries like China that can produce much more. The other thing that even in Europe and the countries that they were aiming to sell these carpets for, they will not be any special about this carpet. It's automated that can be done in any country. So here where we shift, that these elderly women, we are talking about women here, they are 60 and above and 70. They don't want to leave their family to work in factory, it will not be easier. Here where we went back to the intrinsic power of these and the knowledge hub that they have in these villages. These ladies, they know how to do these manual machines. So we say, let us have a machine, a normal handmade machine in each 5 villages, and 5 families in each villages come and work few hours in the day while they are surrounding in their family, and they are going to have this organic handmade carpet that is going to be in well packing, and then it will be sold in much higher prices to the European country and much higher appreciated. And this is something that no other country can copy easily, because the type of the machine they are using, the type, the handmade they are knowing, and the knowledge that these elderly women have, no one other one can do it and copy it. Unlike automated machines that you bring that each and other countries. So here that sometimes you go with the powers that you have and the knowledge you comes from areas, villages. I know you are here or living in this, you are coming from different areas of India. So you know what is the knowledge and a special thing in your village, in your country specifically. What will be helpful for the type life system in your country, and you can use it and make it a brand from there. So the brand is not always if I'm going to bring a machine and this is going to be brand. Having the products that I have, but doing the right packaging for it, having the story with it, what we made them with each carpet, they write a story of their family, how this elderly woman appraised her kids, how she learned this from her grandma and grandma, how this machine that everyone has a story with it. I mean, having this story bring them to make it more and make it more valuable when they send it and sell it to the Western country. So I think these are a few examples, give them some ideas.
Okay, so 2 more examples, and then I would like to hear from you any questions, if you have any questions. Okay, this is an example of how we made Red Cross. You know Red Cross, right? In India there is Red Cross also. Okay, so Red Cross usually focus on disasters. And by the way, I am very interested. I used to be ex-army, and one of my major projects with the army was about improving disaster management. Okay, especially during we had a potential chemical war, when we had a problem with Iraq and so on. Usually we focus on youth that they will have more readiness for doing day-to-day activities, like for example, I'm not sure why the photos are not coming. Okay, so here there is a photo that they are distributing food. Okay, but countries usually forget that Red Cross is the main job for Red Cross is to be ready for disasters, right? So how much we can bring out of youth to make them ready for disasters wherever they're gonna work in, including the schools. So we created from schools more leaders who can be a disaster management youth. That was raising some of the schools. Maybe this one is interesting for you also. Not all students, as we measured many students in many schools around the world, including Bahrain. And we found out that many students who are C students, C minus, D students, they have, by the way, intrinsic powers more than maybe sometime or B students. Okay, so not necessarily to have always A students. They are everything they have better than A and C or D students. We found out that these students, especially we call them students with troubles of learning. There are sometimes they're creating problems in school, in class, and so on, or difficulties of learning. Okay, they have lots of intrinsic powers. And how we can discover this? We gave them projects. Okay, and we tested this based on the projects. We found these people, they can find lots of opportunities faster than others. Okay, because of their way of communicating with others. We have, for example, their social assets better than A and B students, who usually are very obedient. They go only to their room, and study, or sit at home, or they don't waste a lot of time. These people are always in the street, so they manage to find lots of opportunities regarding, for example, lavender, or regarding, for example, doing jams and the jam jars and so on. They started to sell products, buy products from somewhere and sell it inside the school. So this is an example of how much we can really show even our masters, our principals at the schools. That, by the way, some students don't see them only from one perspective. See what assets they have in their own day-to-day life. Okay. Since we don't have proper, I think, slideshow, for some reason it's not coming properly, I will have to conclude, but I want to hear from you, your opinion. I will leave you with three C's. Okay? The three C's I always remind myself and others is that we should look at education. The more we are educated, the more we are having chance. Okay? But this chance will be an obligation on us, or it will be an obstacle for our visualization if we don't take it through challenges. So if you are feeling you are not challenged enough, create challenges for yourself. And I advise even the people who are challenged in their life because of their family situation, economic situation, health situation, whatever, they go and take challenges from their community. Okay, try to solve problems in the community so that you go through the second C. So first, chance. We are having the chance. Let's use the chance to do a challenge so that we create the change we want to develop. Because without going for these three C's, we will not create the Gandhis anymore. We will not see any more people near to Gandhi. And we need to see lots of people, these people. Maybe one of you guys, maybe some of you, maybe 1% of you will be potential to be the future leader, man and woman. I'm not talking only about men, okay? Because without these three C's, we cannot have these 4 D's, okay? Again, I want you to remember these 4 D's. Dream, okay? Dreams does not come without these 3 C's, okay? Because dream have to go through desire first. And desire have to go through first determination, which is persistent, perseverance, okay? Managing the challenge, no shame of failure. And with that we can create what? Determination, dedication. Okay, so dream, desire, determination, dedication. Put it today in your room. Since you are in dormitory, put it and hang it. And say, what is my dream? What is my visualization? It shouldn't be only to be an engineer, a doctor, or something like this. It should be something that I'll do for the world, for the community, bring an outcome. I'll leave my own, by the way, print. Okay? That everybody, I'll open a new path for the world. I'll show that we can solve lots of problems in different ways. Not necessarily by, as Dr. Dunya was explaining, by resources. Okay, as you've seen, we discussed for you cases that we solve, many cases. We have more than here 40 cases that we solve by just showing people how, yesterday we were talking about the waste bins, okay? This is the project I was talking about, Dr. Ghosh, okay? How the waste bins was distributed inside the houses of the people. Now I say, I claim, Show me that I am mistaken by project. That Indians, they don't care about waste. Am I right or wrong? I hope I am wrong, right? How you can prove that? You have to test it. You have to try to put pins in the house and see if you can segregate the pins. See how much the family is committed to that. And we proved that through studies that even in Bahrain, the government used to say that Bahrainis families are not ready to do waste management program. But we showed that we can manage to bring waste program, we can make profit out of it, and we can help the people who is involved with this also to get money out of it. Okay? Any questions before we conclude? If you don't have questions, it means we didn't do our job properly. Okay? You don't have any question? Okay, that means we didn't do our job properly, I think. Okay? Before we conclude, I think Nikhil wants to say something, and then I will about the projects, because as I told you, we have 2 projects. One project is competitions, 2 competitions. One is about writing a paper, so I encourage you as a student to write a paper, write early, even if you fail, even if we reject it first time, second time, third time. The more you write paper, you will print your name in the knowledge community. Okay, you have more potential to be accepted by colleges, more potential to contribute to the world, and so on. And also, the other competition is doing your own project through a team. Okay, and I like boys to prove to me at least one time in my life that they are better than the girls and when they do projects. Okay, because always my experience that the girls sustain and do major projects that is very interesting and world-class projects. If you do these 2 things, we can take you to our forums. Not only in India, we're starting in Nashik, but Nashik, but we are also going to other areas in India. We're going, hopefully, we're taking you to other countries that we are opening our chapters in. We're spreading all over the world now because of these concepts. So maybe Nikhil quickly, and then we'll take our pledge.
So do you have any questions? Like, language is no barrier. If you can ask in Marathi, Hindi, no issues about that. I can translate that for them, okay? So any questions around? No one?
Just
Okay.
invite them to write names.
Right. So just for concluding on this program, that we want to run the project and we want you guys to be a part of the project. So for that purpose, you just drop your email ID, your name and number, and registration on the paper, so that we may work further for the projects, for your development, for yourself, for the betterment of the society and other things. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
How many of you would like to be? Did you see the film Batman? Yeah. How many of you would like to be like Batman? How many? Only few? Why? Okay.
Another project.
Yeah, this is example of a project that we are calling for. Okay. That a project you can make profit from it, low profit, but you can spread this benefit to all people around. So we call it social for a profit. We call it social for a profit projects. So we are changing the society and we are making also profit for it. Okay. Before we conclude, may I ask you all to stand up? Okay. I need you to hold your right hand up like this. Like this, like this. Show them, Nikhil. Okay. Right hand up. Okay, left hand down. Okay. Now, did you hear? Right hand, like, you need to hold each other's hands. Very strongly, very strongly, very strongly. Feel the blood. Do you feel the blood flowing? Yes? This lady, I don't feel the blood here. Do you feel the blood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, this is very important. This we call it empathetic, because in the beginning, to be expert like us, you have to work through teams. Then you can do yourself projects, right? So the more you create teams in your team to solve a socio-economic problem, and please register your name with Nikhil so that we start with you these projects, the more you can be inspiring group, and then inspiring person, okay? And then inspiring leader, then inspiring Gandhi, okay? So let us repeat after me, okay? Are you holding each other's hands closely?
Students in the back.
Okay? Not like this, hold your hand like this, okay? So repeat after me. Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
No, you are weak now. I want to hear. Show me that you are not weak. Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
Together we are strong.
Together we are strong.
I want. We are military, right? Yes. Come on, guys. It is. Okay. Again, repeat after me. Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
Together we are strong.
Together we are strong.
Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
Together we are strong.
Together we are strong.
As the world moves forward,
As the world moves forward,
we shall change it.
we shall change it.
Working for our college
Working for our college
is all about teamwork.
is all about teamwork.
Working for our community
Working for our community
is all about teamwork.
is all about teamwork.
Hey teamwork!
Hey, teamwork.
Hey Nashik! Hey India!
Hey, India.
Thank you very much.
Dunia Ahmed ma'am and Dr. Mohammad Buheji sir for inspiring us and also to introduce us to the concept of youth inspiration economy, which is totally new concept for us. And thank you both on the behalf of Bhosla Military College and all Ramdandis who are present here. Then I thank in charge principal of Bhosla Military College, Dr. P.P. Sethi sir, and also Dr. P.A. Ghosh sir and Nikhil sir. Without their support, this program is not possible. And last but not the least, I thank all the Ramdandis and teaching and non-teaching staff successful. Thank you all.
Chalo, come for a group photo here. Why girls, you all are not coming? Asik to na tum log?
Start with your study. If you start do a case study and you start communicating with me, okay, and then you can teach others. So it will be like again mentors step by step.
We have to be expert.
Yeah, we have also, by the way, we have 4 levels of accreditation for experts. Okay? So first we will start to be mentor, then facilitator, then consultant, then expert. So we try to go into this level as fast as we can. You can be expert. It's not about how many years. It's about frequency. How many attempts you have done. Okay? And from these attempts, we call it hit rate. You know hit rate? You know the dart? You know darts, right? How many times you have hit the dart? Yes, we call it accuracy. Okay, inside the bullseye.
So we made till now we made 2 visits 2nd of October. Then after that 2 visits on 3rd of October, and now it's 5th. It was 5th visit, now it's 6th. Right? So the first day that we visited to the NGO that was of Sachin Joshi, that was education on wheels idea. That was the idea.
Right.
So they are running mobile schools for 80 million child that they are educated right now, but many of the people that they don't send their child and mobilize it. So they put their brands on that. So that was the conclusion from that.
That's a success story. You can bring that in the forum.
Right.
Yeah, this is a success story. Even if we don't do any work with them, we can already bring them to the forum to speak about it. But we will do some work to develop it.
So they have till now the data that they have educated 5,000 students.
Yeah, so it's a good project for you guys to start collecting the data with them. Follow them.
So the problem that they have solved is that of low literacy in certain community, and as well as the child marriage and the child labor. So these are the problems that they have overcome, like their children and their success story. And over 300 girls, they were not having the education proper, proper health and all. So they have helped out for them. Red light areas, like other things, they have helped them out to come about. And the school that they have, that we SLR that we visited, was totally on a different concept. So we are inspired with that. So
He has two. This guy has 3 issues. The first thing we visited, we have an experiential school, which we can make from a case study. Okay. And measure how much the students are different than others. Okay, that's a good project for you. Collect data about that. He is open for that.
Yes.
The second issue, the bus. Again, how much measure. So you have now opportunity to measure and make a paper on it directly. Okay, yes. The third thing is that how much he's doing in the new school now.
Right.
How much he's reflecting this to the new school.
Right.
So he's starting, he have a bus, he have a middle school, and he have now a better school for upper middle class. Okay. And how much he's using techniques to reflect on this. So he's doing 3 good practices. We are trying to find ways where we can enter and do more.
So these are the 2 projects, like what I understood.
3 projects.
Case studies on the inspiration school. That how the
Inspiration school, the one in the bus,
One in
the
the
one
bus.
in the new school that's going open.
Okay.
The techniques is used. This is very good for you to be in the future as educators to see that how many opportunities.
New techniques.
Yeah, so don't be impressed by whatever only is presenting, but be impressed by the outcomes. And putting now students sit in the bus, not on the bus, but on the third place. They were sitting on the floor.
In the floor, right?
Yeah. Is this really adding value? Does it make them more humble? Does it make them more productive? They need to measure it. Don't know. He's following just things you've seen and read about. But there's no evidence on this yet. So we need to show this evidence. Okay? That's example. Okay? Now, again, having the school that's having full of fun. They will come through the sliding, or they come through the pipe again. Does it really make them something? So measure that, meet the students, and see, compare them with other students who have informal school, like the disciplines, something like this. So this comparative data will help.
Right. And another is the rule of law. Okay. So what we found over there is that economic movement, they are running 53 groups of self-help groups, like saving money and getting loans and other things. Then ICRP, resource women, there are 5 groups for this company drive for the village. And they have run no alcohol project successfully. The one lady who was very outspoken, she told us. Then what are the challenges for this village? So the challenge is that I have noted down is selling local products for export, like for high-end product. Okay? So these are the challenges: marketing of the product, making high-end product, okay? And getting the supply for these products, creating supply for these products in local market as well as in international market. So these are the challenges that they are facing. Yeah, so these are the challenges.
No, not only that. We have 2 categories of women. Women that are starting their startup.
Yeah, startup.
Yeah. Also, like they are starting their own business.
You can come just talk. You go.
And there is another one, which is women that is are already working from home. I mean, just working unpaid. Okay. So these 2 cases different. Okay. And then how we can improve the 2 cases or bring them together.
Those who have success stories and those who are working from home.
Not success stories, but they are starting. They are producing something, but they cannot sell it, or they sell it at low margin. And the woman who's working from home, she still wants to stay at home, but how can we improve her condition so that she can produce for this woman, or produce for a mediator.
Sharing.
Okay. Yes. For example, this lady who does the spices, masala and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. She needs the supply people. She cannot do everything herself. How can we convince her? She'll have suppliers following certain requirements, hygiene practices, something like this.
So in short, sharing from.
Sharing. Just self-village is very good. They apply sharing economic concepts.
So this village, they have 52 families below poverty line. Sarpanch, he gave me these figures.
Yeah, we need to check this figure.
You need to check it out.
Yeah, and out of how much, I mean, it's again, what means poverty? We need to measure what means poverty. What is the poverty line in India? And what is the poverty line for us? Because all of the figures, the official figures, are not necessarily accurate. According at least to the local village. And then, how can we make them more independent? The idea is not to make them move directly to middle class, but to make them more independent so that they don't depend on others.
And the main problem that these guys have that of own store, like they have products, they produce products, but they can't store it and they can't like process it somewhere. So the main thing is of cold storage. So what my idea is to like these people who are working in this field, like the production of vegetables, production of this, so they can get a contribution, they can get even of some of the volunteer work that we are doing about, and they can establish a cold storage. As it's an investment for them. As cold storage they establish, they will earn more because of the sustainability of the product. That was the cold storage.
This is later.
Yeah, it's a later idea. Not that. What they earn.
Once we identify the supply chain, this can be supplied. This is not a big issue. We can start with middle storage, like this, and then we make a profit from it. We return the money of the investor, the seed investor. We can put it in another machine. Okay. Are we ready? What did they say?
He's coming. He's coming. So, Sunny Foundation.